Okay, so here's the plan for today. I'm actually going to put together a little multi-series part on YouTube for you to actually follow along. Even though there's only been a handful of you actually watching these videos, I've got a lot of really good feedback that you want some more and actually how to do them instead of watching me work out for like 3 to 4 minutes. So that's what today's going to be about. We're going to cover 3 basic parts of kettlebell movements. These are 3 fundamental to whatever sort of flows that you want to do. You've got to learn how to swing the kettlebell, number 1. You've got to learn how to clean the kettlebell, number 2. And then the third thing that is mandatory that you need to be able to do to put stuff together is a kettlebell snatch. So the goal of today is to kind of give you an introductory lesson into the 3 of those movements. So first movement of the 3 that we're talking about today is the kettlebell swing, the most fundamental kettlebell movement. What you're going to do is you're going to have the kettlebell a few feet in front of you. You're going to keep your back straight, and when you bend over to grab the kettlebell, it'll naturally kind of swing back towards you. Now you're going to use that momentum, and you're going to use your hips to drive the kettlebell back forward. Now it's not a squat movement, it's more of like a bend and snap, for those that know the reference. When you push your hips back, you're going to feel a little bit of tension in your hamstrings. That's good because it's like a elastic band and you're getting ready to get the kettlebell moving. Now there's 2 types of swings. The first one is just your normal kettlebell swing, and that's when the bell comes to about a shoulder height. The next one, popularized by CrossFit, because I haven't really seen it before, we call them like American swings, and that's when it comes up above your head and your ears actually come right beside your biceps. Now that's not inherently bad for you if you already have normal shoulder range of motion. The key idea and what I want you to think about is that your arms are like strings. They aren't moving the kettlebell, they just need to stay nice and taut, so the energy you create from your hips is what drives the kettlebell up. So the harder you drive with your hips, the higher and faster the kettlebell moves. Okay, so second movement that we're talking about today in Kettlebell 101 is definitely the clean. It is an extension of the swing, so make sure you feel comfortable and confident with your swing, much like my wife is back there. There we go, bend and snap. This is awesome. Actually, can we... Okay, excellent. So there's a quick little example of my wife knocking out the swings. Good job. Make sure your body is upright and you're using your hips to drive it, and it's not a squat. It was, yeah, just a little bit. And it is not a squat, it is more of a snap. So excellent. Number 2, we're looking at the clean. So after you swing the kettlebell, this is one-handed swings now. Good luck cleaning it with 2. I guess you could. Okay, single arm swings we're talking about. The main idea, just like the swing, is when you're driving it forward. So after you snapped your hips, the kettlebell is coming forward about 45 degrees away from the body, right? When your arm's kind of facing down and out, what you want to start to do is actually kind of pull the kettlebell back to you. And what's going to happen is the momentum you created with the swing is going to bring the bell up and around. Now what you want to be able to do is called punching through. So you're going to punch through the kettlebell so it smoothly lands on your forearm, bicep, and shoulder. What you're trying to prevent is that it crashes on you, and that's how you get hurt, especially when you start getting heavier and heavier kettlebells. There's no rush in lifting heavy, right? I always tell my kids, my athletes, I don't care what you lift, I care how you lift it, right? I'm not impressed by someone quarter squatting 405 pounds. Just like I'm not impressed by someone with a 2-poot kettlebell who tries to clean it and it knocks him to the ground, right? I am much more impressed with a person that can do 50 perfect reps with 16 kg as opposed to someone that tries to do 1 or 2 swings or snatches with a 32 kg kettlebell. So the third movement we are talking about today is the kettlebell snatch. As the name implies, it goes from ground to overhead in one fluid motion. It is much like the clean in the same sense that you're going to punch through and kind of cradle that kettlebell into position. The only difference is with the snatch is that it's going to finish straight above your head, and the only contact points are obviously your hand on the handle and then the kettlebell on your forearm. Much like the clean, you don't want it crashing down on you because that is where you can seriously get injured. So much like the clean, what you're going to do is kind of punch through kind of as it comes above your shoulder. So for the clean, you would punch through as it comes up, like a 45 away from your body, but the snatch, you're going to punch through when the kettlebell is coming just above your shoulder. So that's all I'm going to talk about today. Even my doggo looks a little tired already. Next time we're going to talk about how we take the kettlebell from shoulder to overhead. We're talking about the strict press, the push press, and then the push jerk, and those sorts of movements there. So stay tuned, and hopefully you guys learned something today.